Hey there, I'm Ronella Hernandez with Web3 TV, and I am at the World AI Show with Dr. Omar Hatamleh, who is the Chief Advisor of AI and Innovation at NASA, Goddard Space Center. How are you today?
Good. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
Likewise, great to meet you. So I wanted to just ask you, what is the day in the life like of the Chief Advisor at NASA?
This is one of the most unique jobs I've had. It's, as you know, artificial intelligence is a field moving at such a fast speed. It's unless you're actually reading articles every single day, you're going to be behind. Before people graduated from college, and I think pretty much they're done for a long time. Sometimes every now and then you used to go to a conference and learn something different. This is a unique field, unless you're up to speed with everything, which is sometimes
it's an
abundance of information,
yeah.
right? So the challenge is how to keep up with everything, so you're on top of the knowledge and understand what's happening. And then being able to connect dots and see where it applies, where it doesn't apply, find different applicability that were not intended for. All these are some of the elements you need to do every day, actually.
And how do you apply that knowledge specifically to like the technology that you build at NASA?
Yeah, so AI is a transversal technology. It's not only technology that applies to a certain industry, it applies across everything. And for example, in our field of space, we can use it a lot for astronomy. We can use it for earth science to find new trends. It would have been very complex. When you're looking at billions of data points, sometimes it might be complex to understand and analyze and distill positive and useful data out of it. And algorithms like unsupervised algorithms can find trends and analysis and help you in understanding the data and create new knowledge. It's going to help us also a lot in engineering designs, in creating new materials, in navigation. And I was talking earlier, and once we start reaching other planets, so you're going to have, for example, the longer you go from Earth, the signal lag is going to be much longer.
Right.
So if you go to Mars, for example, you're going to develop the next generation of robots. They have to be autonomous. So artificial intelligence and visual recognition will play a big role in understanding how to do that. Also, if you're going to build 3D habitats for future astronauts to live on Mars, you need to send these systems in advance, and it will be autonomous systems. And sometimes if you make a mistake at the beginning of foundation, it might impact the whole structure. So combining it with visual recognition, artificial intelligence, we'll be able to manipulate and analyze and tackle any issues way in advance.
Okay.
Medication and psychological evaluation. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's very impactful across the board.
And what are some of the challenges in creating a mission to Mars or some other planet when it comes to making these robots?
Yeah. So mission to Mars is very, very complex. First of all, it's very long. There's a lot of cosmic radiation that happens along the way.
Oh.
There's psychological issues that you have to deal with, nutrition. But landing on the planet Mars is very different than the planet Earth.
Right.
The atmosphere is very thin, so you cannot use the same technology that we use to land on Earth here. Once you go there, how do you deal with the environment? It's a very rough environment on us. So definitely a lot of engineering challenges, but also a lot of psychological medication challenges we need to deal with as well.
And so AI can help with that?
Absolutely, it could help with all of them across the board. It's not going to solve everything, but it's going to enable us to do better decisions and enabling us to give us tool to make a positive impact in the right directions to solve some of these challenging problems.
So it could be like the health maybe of the astronauts, monitoring that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Same thing with health, the lag signal that we have, you're going to have eventually when we have very advanced artificial intelligence systems could be act as virtual doctors that has incredible knowledge and have very high, predictability about diagnosis with very minimum amount of errors. It can even look at you, for example, and with visual recognition and analyze you if you're tired or not, and being able to ask how to deal with you. So
emotional intelligence too. Yeah.
But also learning a lot from how the macrogravity impacts on humans on the long term.
Oh.
It can help us understand how our genetic will change in the macrogravity, any deviation from the standard genetic, the bone impacts on bone, impact on muscle, on the vision, on our bodies in general, how everything changes when we have viruses and diseases, how it could be amplified with this environment. So we can understand a lot of things that's going to help us live better and adapt better at this new environment.
Okay, I see. And so what is the best way, would you advise people, not astronauts, but just lay people, to prepare and get ready for all these sudden changes that AI is going to have?
One of the key elements I keep doing is talking about is us as humans, we have evolved biologically to think in a linear fashion. If you think about it, like we were farmers, we were hunters. Change in society was very, very, very small. The challenge now, we're living in an exponential world. And if we don't change our way of thinking from a linear fashion to an exponential way, it's going to be challenging for us to keep adapting and embracing all these new environments. And the more we think exponentially, the more relevant we're going to continue to be with the face of these incredible technologies that we have. So the way you think out of the box, being creative, always disrupting yourself, always learning new skills. I think these are some fundamental skills that we're going to have to deal with to enable us to better deal with the future.
And when you say exponential, you mean like that we evolve?
Yeah, think differently, connect the dots in different ways, look at things in a different perspective, break the conventional way of thinking and embrace completely new ways of looking at things and analyzing things. And all these elements will be essential to keeping us more relevant as we move forward in the future, believe me.
All right, I love it. And one last question. What would you say to people who are fearful of all this change?
Yeah. So, like any other technology, it comes with advantages, comes with disadvantages. We're trying as much as possible as a community to diminish the disadvantages and amplify the advantages of it. We're starting to have and come up with robust ethical frameworks that are fair, transparent, accountable, safe, secure.
Can you program ethics into these tools?
We can definitely put some guidelines of things that can do, things that cannot. The challenge with the data that we have, so the models that we have, they are being trained with a lot of information from the web. Right. Information on the web, it has a lot of bias, has a lot of issues sometimes. So how do we take that into account at the same time? Ensure we're learning them. There's a lot of valuable information at the same time. Right. But how do we find negative or impactful in the bad way and diminish that as much as possible to continue to produce the best results that people can use and make use of?
Okay, I see. Well, yeah, I guess it's still going to take some time to make all those advances.
Definitely. It's definitely it's going to be something we're going to have to work with across all industries, academia, government, industry. I mean, it's a challenging effort, but at the same time, I think it will be the foundational technology in which it's going to impact humanity in ways no other technology has ever did.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Dr. Omar.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks.